but I think he would. I think he would need to, have more success again next season before he can jump back into the NFL, especially at the head coaching position.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this article from earlier today, it looks like. Yeah. And one of the names for, potential head coaching is Terrell Austin, who was literally just fired by the Bengals.
Last season, their defense was looking great under him, and then this season, it just all fell apart. I can't imagine anyone seriously considering him for the head coach now. Yeah, I think I don't know if we're reading the same article or not, but I think
NJ.com
come out prior to his getting canned. I'm not sure.
Are you looking at NJ.com?
Yeah. When was this article written? Because
today at 7:32 a.m.
Okay, they didn't do the research because no way is anyone picking up Terrell Austin for a head coaching position. He'll be lucky to get a DC position with another team. Now, I wouldn't he did have success, so I wouldn't be necessarily fully opposed to him being hired under. Well, no, not for the Jets situation. If he was hired as a DC under another defensive coach for one of these other teams, then sure, I could see that being a reasonable move. He had one terrible year, but the Bengals are literally the worst defense in the NFL right now,
which is insane. Insane to think about.
And they just, of course, hired Hugh Jackson. So the Bengals, I don't know. It's a little too early, but
Marvin Lewis just hired his replacement.
Trying to become the new Browns, and it's unfortunate for the city of Cincinnati because, what the hell is going on over there?
Marvin Lewis just hired his replacement.
Hugh Jackson?
Yeah.
I think he's trying to secure his job. Hey, can't fire me now, motherfuckers. Look who steps in if you fire me.
It's a good point. But let's go around. Let's go.
So Austin was on the list. Lincoln Riley. Who else do we miss? James Betcher.
Terrible idea.
Giants DC. I don't get this either. Really,
he was just hired, and it's stupid.
And it's it even says right here the Giants defense ranks 28th in the league in DVOA. I don't see it. David Shaw, head coach of Stanford. That I could see more likely than some of these other floated names. More likely than Matt Rule.
The only one that I'm sure about is, from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing and just things making sense, the next head coach of the Cleveland Browns is going to be Lincoln Riley.
I could see that. I hope the next coach of the Jets is DeFilippo or I think my favorites are DeFilippo or Zach Taylor, and then Jim Harbaugh. But I just again don't really see him leaving. So those are my top candidates for Jets head coach.
Do you know who I'd like to see get into the world of coaching? Teddy Bruschi. I think he'd be a fantastic coach. His knowledge of football is just insane. His intensity is off the charts. And I think he could be exactly the same as Mike Vrabel. I would love to see him step into coaching. I hate what I'm about to say. I think the Cowboys are going to fire Jason Garrett and Linehan and Marinelli. They're all going to go. I don't know who they would consider to be the offensive coordinator, because getting a coordinator is difficult unless you promote from within. Because let's say you want to get an offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels. We'll just use him as an example. If you want him as your offensive coordinator and he's interested, not only do you have to convince him, you have to convince the Patriots to let him interview for the offensive coordinator position.
Oh yeah, getting a side to what's the word for it?
Lateral.
A lateral position is almost impossible, as it should be. Why would you, if you have a successful OC, why would you let him become someone else's successful OC? It doesn't really make sense. That's why it happens so rarely. You have to promote from other teams if you're trying to get someone. You're not really going to be able to say, unless you're an obviously better team and for some reason you like their OC better than yours. But again, that just doesn't tend to happen. It would have to look to the OC themselves as a good move, and it would have to look to the team that they're leaving as not a bad move. And for that confluence, it's never really going to happen.
Right. And so I think the Cowboys are going to promote Kellen Moore to offensive coordinator. He's been their quarterback's coach for 1 year, but they love him. They think he's doing a fantastic job. And if they fire their offensive coordinator, who are they going to replace the position with? The only name that makes sense, the only one that's with the team right now, is Kellen Moore, who was a terrible quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, he was. But that doesn't mean he can't be a great coach. Some of those terrible quarterbacks just don't have the mechanics, but they've got it in the brain.
Do you know who's going to be the offensive?
Sorry?
So I have the Jets all set up for you. Your head coach, John DeFilippo.
Love it.
All right, defensive coordinator is going to end up being Bart Scott. Offensive coordinator is going to be Josh McCown.
Love it. No way would that be successful, but
why not?
Guys need, in my opinion, you need some coaching experience before you just jump into a coordinator position, even if you were a good player or a good player coach, as McCown is. I think you actually need to just be, with the clipboard in hand and without pads for at least a year and have success there before you can rise to that level. And now I would love to see McCown as a QB coach, but I think if we get DeFilippo, he's probably going to try and get some of the guys under him to come with him, give them promotions too. He's becoming head coach. He needs an offensive coordinator, so maybe he tries to attract the Vikings quarterback coach. So there's usually that's what I feel like I've seen is usually new head coaches will try and get either their former staff with this team or other coaches that they've worked with in the past to come work under them.
Okay, I have another one. Tell me what you think. Head coach, we'll stick with John DeFilippo. All right.
Still up.
All right. Offensive coordinator. You know what? He didn't work out so well as a head coach. Let's bring in Dirk Cutter because he was a successful offensive coordinator.
Okay.
Defensive coordinator. In the biggest heel move in WWE wrestling style history, Bill Belichick. He no longer wants to be head coach. He wants to be the DC, and he goes right to the Jets.
Never going to happen. I think that both New England and New York would implode and become a black hole.
The Jets, though, if he was like, let me be your defensive coordinator for 8 weeks, just the 8-week section where you play the Patriots twice. I want to do that. They'd be like, okay, yeah, you're in.
Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you? But yeah, I've heard some people say that, Bowles should be demoted. I don't see that happening. That's just asking for locker room cancer. I think Bowles could go back and be a very successful DC under a bunch of other coaches. He obviously is a good DC. We've seen that. There's rumors that Arians might try and be a head coach again, and they could team back up. So yeah, there's going to be a whole lot of moving in the offseason, as there usually is, but this does seem like a higher head coach turnover year than like last season or the season before. I think two seasons before that, it was again one of those higher years. I don't know. What do you think? Do you recall a lot of coach turnover last year?
Not the same way that can be projected for this year. And I'm telling you right now, if Mike McCarthy gets fired, that is going to set off a shitstorm. Because for 100% Mike McCarthy gets fired, Dirk Cutter, Jason Garrett, both gone. Both teams are going after him as their head coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of teams are going to either fire their coach or wait for him to be fired and then go after him.
The one good thing about Mike McCarthy, if he does get fired, is that I really don't see DiFilippo going from the Vikings OC to the Packers head coach. But I would be worried because that would be the most attractive job because you got Aaron fucking Rodgers.
I disagree, kind of. I mean,
they have a lot of other holes, but
they do have a lot of other holes. They're the team that, with the of all the teams that fire their coach, they would be the ones that are closest to winning a Super Bowl, probably. Although, depending on who you ask, I'm not sold on it, but some people still think the Cowboys can make a deep run in the playoffs. I don't.
Any given Sunday, but I don't see it happening under Garrett, under a new head coach. Maybe. You got Dak, who's serviceable. You got Zeke, who's great. You got a really good defense. And,
now you got Amari Cooper has shown that he is insane.
Yeah, he's. I don't know. Maybe he needed to get something right mentally. Maybe Oakland was just bringing him down. But I haven't seen many drops from him.
I think it was one. And it's one that he had to turn and try and catch back shoulder.
Right.
And I think it was a throw from Cole Beasley, I think.
Yeah, there haven't been like the terrible drops he was having in Oakland where it would just hit him in the chest and he would drop it. I haven't seen that. You've seen more games of the Cowboys than I have, I'm sure, but
it's only been 2 games.
It's only been 2, yeah. But let me know. Talk about it on here if he starts getting the case of the dropsies again, and we'll reevaluate. But yeah, as it stands, the Cowboys, I think, are an attractive destination for a head coach.
Like I said, I think if DiFilippo becomes the head coach, it's going to be either with the Jets or the Cowboys. Because, yes, the Packers are ready-ish for success, but, how many years does it really take a head coach to turn, these commodities into success? Would you expect him to take the Packers in his first year to the playoffs, maybe the Super Bowl? No. Second year? Possibly. Third year? By then, that's when realistically, your expectations for a coach or a player should be to have success. And by the time he gets to that third year, he's going to have maybe one more year of Aaron Rodgers before he's done. So you're going to waste a lot of his good coaching on a player who's going to be leaving. I don't see that happening. Dak is very young. He's got at least 10 more years in the NFL. What's his name? Sam Darnold has even more. So I think the two most quarterback attractive destinations for a head coach to go with team on the hot